All right, so this is part two of the microphone test. What I'd like to do is I'd like to start the machines up, get them going, and then I'm going to test. Yesterday when I was bucking up all this wood, I think I'd had it just too far away from my lapel, and I wear a lot of sweatshirts. It's almost January here, but it's 42 degrees, 43 degrees, which is beautiful. It's been negative 10 for the last week. So what I want to do is I want to get the second test of the microphone done with my sweatshirts. I just have it attached as close as I can get to my throat on the hood string itself. I have a lot of these made for my other company, and I figure, this is probably what I'm going to be wearing most of the time I'm splitting. I don't plan on doing a lot of splitting when it's, negative 10, negative 15 and snowing. So I want to do another test with obviously me speaking now, which is what I'm doing, and then I'm going to start the machines. I'm going to start both machines, and then I'm going to go over a couple things about the machine and kind of do a comparison. All right, so let's start the machines up, and we'll see the difference. All right, so both machines are about quarter throttle. One pull for the conveyor, the Honda GX motor. I love it. I have had no issues with that so far. I think 99% of the time. First pull, she starts right up. I just sometimes have to choke starter, not use choke on, but get the choke on and then slowly play with the choke as I let the choke down, and she fires right up. Same thing with GX 330, 630. The motor sometimes sounds like it doesn't want to start. I throw the choke on, pull the throttle, you heard it yourself. Turn the key, she fires right up. So right now, both machines are about a quarter throttle. This is what it sounds like with the microphone. I'm going to let it heat up for a second, then I'm going to put full throttle, and we're going to go over a couple things. Alright, so full throttle both machines. I really hope it doesn't sound like I'm yelling into the microphone, but at the same time, I hope the microphone is picking something up. I can tell by the video that the microphone is reading. I just don't know if it's reading myself plus the noise around, or it's just my voice. So a couple of things I want to say about the 12-way. The 12-way is good for perfectly sized logs. You don't want anything too big, you don't want anything too small. It gives a lot of resistance to the split. So if you have a large, like 20, 30-inch oak, don't try to split it. It's going to be more work trying to push it through than anything else. And then a lot of times it dies before, even with this is a 35, right? So a lot of times it dies before it even finishes the push. So you can't get the next log in there unless you have shorter logs. It's not a negative. But as long as you know, it's a learning curve. As long as you know, like, all right, so I can't put a 35-inch log on the splitter with a 12-way, which, I wouldn't do that anyway, but I was a little shocked when I put a 28-inch log on the 12-way, and that got held up. So I got a bunch of good logs from yesterday. We're going to try to move the machine tomorrow, so I want to get a lot of this split. I got about 4 hours of daylight left. I want to get a lot of this split out of the way, and we'll see how she goes. I'm going to leave the video recording, and then I'll time-lapse it later when I edit so you guys can watch the 12-way for a little bit. I think I got a brand new battery. It should be about an hour and a half. I'm not going to leave it for an hour and a half. I'll probably leave it for about a half hour. It's 1 o'clock now, so I'll leave it until about 1:30 recording. We'll see. Hopefully the battery lasts that long. And when I edit the video, I'll time-lapse it just so you guys can see how the 12-way splits and what I need if something gets hung up. It shouldn't get hung up today because a lot of these logs are perfectly sized for the 12-way. But if I can get this stuff out of the way and then get a larger log on there to show you what I need, I will. So I'm going to take the microphone off. I'm going to start loading the machine, and we're going to start doing some splitting.